Hey guys, it's Adrian here, and welcome to a brand new series for my members only videos where I'll be showing you what Canadian stocks I'm buying in my new FHSA account for February 2024. I'm back from vacation and I decided to make this video public and free just like I've done a few times in the past, and I'm doing this for two main reasons. One, the First Home Savings Account is brand new. It's only been out for less than a year. So I know you guys have a lot of questions on how to use it, what you should invest inside of it. So I want to share my thoughts on how I'm investing in my own FHSA. And reason number two, I want to give you a sneak peek into what my members only videos look like. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more content like this, hit the join button down below. It really does help keep this channel running, so I do appreciate it. If you've been following me on my main channel, you know that a couple weeks ago I made a video showing you guys how I opened up my very own First Home Savings Account, FHSA. As I talked about in that video, I already own property. I own rental properties, but since I don't live in those properties, I rent them out as an investment, and since I haven't lived in any of those properties for the past 5 years, I'm still eligible to open an FHSA even though I'm not technically a first-time homebuyer. I'm super excited to finally use my very own FHSA. This is a total game changer. It combines all the best benefits of both the TFSA and the RRSP. So I'm definitely going to be prioritizing this account for the rest of the year. Check out my FHSA Explained video for an in-depth breakdown of all the rules and benefits. Normally in my members only videos, I want to start off with an overall summary of how my portfolio is doing. With my TFSA, you can see how I'm doing. RSP, this is how I'm doing. Pretty good overall, even with the market down in the Canadian market. With my FHSA, there's literally nothing there. It's just cash. There's no positions, no stocks or ETFs, so there's no profits or anything to talk about. What I will talk about is two things. One, what I'm going to be buying today, and two, what my overall strategy is for this new FHSA. This is important. With the FHSA, I am limited to an annual contribution room of $8,000. Will I be able to max out this $8,000 this year? I'm not sure. $8,000 is a lot to set aside in 1 year, and money has been a little tight, especially with these record high interest rates. My mortgages are through the roof, as you can imagine, and I just had the biggest expense of the past decade with laser eye surgery. So I might not have the cash flow to max out the FHSA for this year, but I'm going to do my best. But the point is, I have a limited amount of contribution room, so I have to be strategic with where I put this money. And I can only put in $8,000 a year. I can do this every year for the next 5 years for a maximum lifetime contribution limit of $40,000. That's it. That's not a lot comparatively. Looking at my TFSA, I have over $100,000 in my TFSA right now. In my RSP, I have over $120,000. But with the FHSA, I have a hard limit of $40,000. That's the maximum amount that I can put in. Of course, my investments can and should grow beyond that, but once I've maxed out, I can't put any new money in. So I have to be smart and plan ahead. That's why I'm so strategic with my TFSA and RSP. I want to make sure that I secure the drips before I'm maxed out. With the FHSA, I have to be even more careful because I never get new room. Another very important thing you need to consider is your timeline. With the FHSA, you can only keep the account open for up to 15 years. After 15 years, you either have to buy a house or transfer the money over into your RRSP. I don't plan on buying a house to live in anytime soon, so I'm happy to keep this FHSA account open and enjoy those tax benefits for the maximum 15 years. 15 years is long enough in the stock market to basically do whatever I want. I can take some risks, I can play it safe, but I only want quality companies. Especially, I'm going to focus on Canadian dividends and Canadian REITs, real estate investment trusts. The FHSA has the same tax treatment as the TFSA, and so I'm going to use a very similar strategy. Canadian dividends are 100% tax-free. Unfortunately, US dividends will still face that 15% withholding tax in the FHSA. The only way to avoid that 15% tax is to hold it in your RSP. That's why if you look over at my RSP, it's mostly US dividends. So I'm going to be focusing on Canadian dividends and REITs, and now is actually a great time for me, with the financial sector and real estate sector down across the board due to high interest rates. So I can lock in these stocks and ETFs at discounted prices, and within a year or so, when the interest rates start to come back down, I expect a nice recovery. So with only $8,000 available, will I be able to lock in a drip this year? Maybe for some stocks. Looking at Plaza REIT is very cheap to lock in a drip. Telus as well, I only need about $2,000 for that. But you know me, diversification is the name of the game. I don't want to go all in and try to rush and secure a drip in one stock. I never want to have too much of my portfolio in one individual holding. With that in mind, I want to do a pretty even split between individual stocks and ETFs. Right now I have $1,000 in cash, so today I'm going to spend about $600 in a stock, more particularly a REIT, and the remaining $400 in an ETF. For the REIT, I'm going to be buying one of my all-time favorites, SmartCentres. Currently, I have my entire SmartCentres position in my RSP account. You can see that here. It's my second largest holding with 322 shares. It's worth almost $8,000 and it's giving me almost $600 a year in dividends. And with that, I'm getting 1 or 2 drips, those are extra shares, every single month. I would love to reproduce this in my FHSA, but looking here, it takes about $5,000 to qualify for that monthly drip with SmartCentres. So it will take me a couple of years to build up to that point, but that's fine. So let's buy it. SRU.UN is the ticker symbol. SmartCentres is one of my favorite REITs. It's actually my second largest REIT after RioCan. They're one of the largest REITs in Canada, especially on the retail side. So they own many large shopping centers, most of which are anchored by Walmart, and they rent out these properties to retailers and stores as tenants. Chances are, if you live in one of the big cities and you go to a big Walmart plaza, it's a good chance it's owned by SmartCentres. And you'll see a nice sign or sculpture with penguins. That's their logo. There's a lot of great commercial and retail REITs out there, but one of the things that really makes SmartCentres stand out is this partnership with Walmart. Walmart is one of the biggest grocery stores in Canada. It's the biggest department store. It's an absolute titan of the retailer market. And it's the best kind of high quality and reliable tenant to have. Even better, having a Walmart attracts other businesses. Having a Walmart brings people into that shopping plaza every single day. And so the other stores and other businesses in that plaza benefit from that higher foot traffic. And so SmartCentres can charge higher rent for that opportunity. Even in this past year, SmartCentres has had an average rental increase of 5.3% across all the tenants. That's great news for the revenue. Of course, interest rates are hurting, especially for real estate companies like this, which hold a significant amount of debt through mortgages. But it is good news that they're still able to increase rent to combat that. And remember, these interest rates will not last forever. Looking back in early 2022, that's when interest rates in Canada started shooting up. And that's when real estate as a whole started its downward trend, including SmartCentres. But for me, this is a good thing. This is an opportunity to buy more shares at a significant discount. And within the next year or so, once interest rates start coming down, I expect to see a great recovery and with that, great capital gains. But even through the struggles of high interest rates, they've been able to maintain a profit. They have quality tenants that pay reliable income. They have an occupancy rate of over 98.5%. That's fantastic. And so they've been able to maintain their dividend without any cuts. And with these discounted prices, their dividend yield has inflated to about 7.7%. That's huge. And this income is paid out every month. So while I'm waiting for interest rates to come down and for the share price to recover, I'm very happy to collect this inflated dividend. I'm not expecting a dividend increase anytime soon, not until the share price bounces back, but I'm not expecting a cut either. I'm happy with keeping this dividend steady. So, time to buy. First, we confirm my available cash. I have $1,000. I'm not going to be spending all of it on SmartCentres. I'll be spending about $600. So I enter 605 minus $5 of commission fees since I am buying a stock. Divide by the current share price, 24.04, and I get 24.95. You know what? Let's round up to 25. It's too close. So I'm buying 25 shares, market order in my FHSA, click buy. Let's confirm, it'll cost me $601 plus $5 commission fees, send order, and boom, order was filled. I bought 25 shares of SmartCentres. Back to my balances, now I have $400 remaining in cash. I'm going to use that to buy one of my favorite ETFs. That's XIC. This is the TSX Composite ETF. It just tracks the 226 largest Canadian companies. So with this one ETF, XIC, I basically track the Canadian stock market. So we're gaining exposure to the major sectors of the Canadian economy, mainly financials, industrials, energies, telecommunications, utilities, and you'll notice that most of these sectors pay out dividends. It also contains non-dividend stocks, things like Shopify and Aritzia, but overall this ETF is still paying a pretty decent dividend of around 3%. Not bad at all, and yes, we are seeing a bit of a lull in the Canadian market due to the high interest rates, which hurts most of the biggest industries like the financials and real estate. But zooming out, we still see long-term capital appreciation, in addition to the dividends. That's what I want to see. So let's buy. I take my remaining cash, $3.93, and I divide by the current share price, 33.94, and I can afford to buy 11 shares. So that's what I'll do. So buy 11 shares, let's confirm. I'm spending all my cash, no commission fees, send order. Boom, order was filled right away. I bought 11 shares of XIC. We can see both my orders here for confirmation. In my balances, I only have $20 left. Can't do anything with that, so I'm done for today. Clicking on my positions, I now have something to show here. This is very exciting for me. It's been a long time since I've had the chance to build a new portfolio from the ground up. It's been years, so I'm glad that you guys can share this journey and follow along with me. Now let's enter these holdings in my Excel page in my brand new FHSA section, starting with SmartCentres, SRU. I now have 25 shares. Book value, that's how much I put in. It's $601. The dividend amount is 0.1542, and this is every month. So 12 for frequency. Max val, this is the highest share price I expected to reach in the short term. Let's put $30. So already I'm earning about $50 a year in dividends, tax sheltered of course, and I'm already about 12% the way there to locking in a drip. Next up we have XIC, and I have 11 shares. Book value, $373. The dividend amount, 0.1885. This is quarterly dividend, so frequency of 4. Max value, I'm going to go $37. No rush at all for getting a drip with this ETF, but I'm already earning $8 a year in dividends. Not bad. So in my first day, I'm already earning $55 a year in my FHSA, and I have a book value of about $1,000. So humble beginnings, a long way to catch up to my TFSA, but not bad for day one. So that's it for today. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'm excited to see where my portfolio goes from here. Of course, I'm going to continue to invest in my TFSA and my RSP, but I will be prioritizing my FHSA because I get the benefits of both of them. It's more powerful. I have $7,000 of contribution room left for the year. Let's see if I can max it out. So thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Canadian in a T-Shirt. Bye guys.